She studies the photograph nightly. People dream about lost things or stolen things, and this woman, her mother, is always in these dreams. She remembers a woman walking in front of her. The girl detective was holding this woman's hand. The woman said something to her. It might have been something like, always look both ways, or always wash your hands after you use a public bathroom, or maybe, I love you. And then the woman stepped into the street. After that, the girl detective isn't sure what happened. There was a van, red and gold, going fast around the corner. On the side was Eat at Mom's Chinese restaurant, or maybe it was Eat at Moon's. Maybe it hit the woman. Maybe it stopped and the woman got in. She said her mother's name then, and no one said anything back. The girl detective goes out to eat. I only leave my tray to go to the bathroom. It's sort of like camping. I have a roll and toilet paper and a little shovel. At night, I tie myself to the branch with a rope. But I don't really sleep much. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening when the girl detective leaves her house. Where are you going? I say, just to make conversation. She says that she's going to that new restaurant downtown, if it's any of my business. She asks if I want to come, but I have plans. I could tell that something's up. She disguises as a young woman. Her eyes are keen and they flash a lot. Can you bring me back an order of steamed dumplings? I call after her. Some white rice? She pretends she doesn't hear me. Of course I follow her. She takes a bus. I climb between trees. It's kind of fun. Occasionally there aren't any trees and I have to make do with telephone poles or water towers. Generally I keep off the ground. There's a nice little potted ficus at Mom's Chinese restaurant. I sit in it and ponder the menu. I try not to catch the waiter's eye. He's a tall, stern-looking man. The girl detective is obviously trying to make her mind between the rolling beef and the glowing squid. Listed on her appetizers, there's scallion pancakes, egg rolls with shrimp, and wontons, which I have ordered many times, but they always turn out to be wontons instead. Also, dancing girls. The girl detective orders a glass of water, no lemon. Then she asks the waiter, "Where are you from?" "China," he says. "I mean, where do you live now?" The girl detective says, "China," he says. "I commute." The girl detective tries again. "How long has this restaurant been here?" "Sometimes for quite a while," he says. "Don't forget to wash your hands before you eat." The girl detective goes to the bathroom. At the next table there are 12 women wearing dark glasses. They may have been standing there for quite a while. They stand up, they file one by one in the woman's bathroom. The girl detective sits for a minute. Then she follows them. After a minute, I follow her. No one stops me. Why should they? I step carefully from table to table. I slouch behind flower arrangements. In the bathroom there aren't any trees, so I climb up on the electric dryer and sit with my knees by my ears and my hands around my knees. I try to look inconspicuous. There's only one stall and absolutely no sign of the 12 women. Maybe they're all in the same stall. But I can see under the door and I don't see any feet. The girl detective is washing her hands. She washes her hands thoughtfully for a long time. Then she comes over and dries them. "What next?" I asked her. Her eyes flash keenly. She opens the door under the stall with her foot. It swings. Both of us can see that the stall is empty. Furthermore, there isn't even a toilet in it. Instead, there's a staircase going down. A draft kit's coming up. I almost think I can hear alligators scratching and slithering down somewhere further down the stairs. The girl detective goes to the underworld. She has a flashlight, of course. She stands at the top of the stairs and looks at me. Back at me. The light from the flashlight pulls around her feet. Are you coming or not? She says. What can I say? I fall in love with the girl detective all over again. I come down from the dryer. I guess. I say. We start down the stairs. The underworld is everything, I'm telling you. It's really big. We don't see any alligators, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. It's dark. It's a little bit cool, and I'm glad that I'm wearing my cardigan. There are trees with mosses on them. The moss glows. I take to the trees. I swing from branch to branch. I was always good at gym. Beneath me, the girl detective strides forward purposefully, her large feet lit up like two boats. I am in love with the top of her head, with the tidy part straight down the middle. I feel tenderly towards this part. I secretly vow to preserve it. Not one hair on her head shall come to harm. But then we come to a river. It's a wide river and probably deep. I sit in a tree at the edge of the river, and I can't make up my mind to climb down. Not even for the sake of the part in the hair of the girl detective. She looks up at me and shrugs. Suit yourself, she says. I'll wait right here, I say. There are cute little canoes by the sides of the river. Some people say the girl detective can walk on water, but I could see her climbing one of the canoes. This isn't the kind of river you want to stick your toes in. It's too spick and span. You might leave footprints. I watch her go across the river. I see her get out on the other side. There's a nightclub on the other side with a veranda with a big sign over the veranda. Dance with beautiful girls. There's a woman standing on the veranda. People are dancing. There's music playing. Up in my tree, my feet are tapping air. Someone says, Mom? Someone embraces someone else. Everyone is dancing. Where have you been? Someone says. Spring cleaning, someone says. It's hard to see what's going on across the river. Chinese waiters in elegant tuxedos are dipping dancing princesses. There are a lot of sequins. They are dancing so fast things get blurry. Things run together. I think I see alligators dancing. I see a fat old man dancing with the girl detective's mother. Maybe even the housekeeper is dancing. It's hard to tell if their feet even are touching the ground. There are sparks, fireworks. The musicians are dancing too, but they don't stop playing. I'm dancing up in my tree. The leaves shake and the branch groans, but the branch doesn't break. We dance for hours, maybe for days. It's hard to tell when it stays dark all the time. Then there's a line of dancers coming across the river. They skip across the backs of the white alligators who snap at their heels. They're hand in hand, spinning and turning and falling back and leaping forward. It's hard to see them. They're moving so fast. It's so dark down here. Is that a dancing princess or a bank robber? It's that. A fat old man or an alligator or a housekeeper? I wish I knew. Is that the girl detective or is it her mother? One looks back at the other and smiles. She doesn't say a thing, she just smiles. I look in the mossy glow, they all look like the girl detective. Or maybe the girl detective looks like all of them. They all look so happy. Passing in the opposite direction is a line of Chinese waiters. They swing from the first line as they pass. They cut across in do-si-do. They clap hands, they clutch each other and cross the breasts and back and tango. But the girl detectives keep up towards the restaurant and the bathroom and the secret staircase. The waiters keep on towards the water, towards the nightclub. Down in that nightclub there's a bathroom. In that bathroom, there's another staircase. The waiters are going home to bed. I'm exhausted. I can't keep up with the girl detectives. Wait, I yell. Hold it for just a second. I'm coming with you. They all turn and look back at me. I'm dizzy with all that looking. They fall out of my I fell out of my tree. I hit the ground. Really, that's all I can remember. When I woke up. Someone carried me back to my tree and tucked me in. I was snug as a bug. I was back in the tree across from the girl detective's window. This time the blind was down. I couldn't see a thing. The end of the girl detective? Some people say that she never came back from the underworld. The return of the girl detective. I had to go to the airport for some reason. It's a long story. It was an important case. This wasn't that long ago. I hadn't been down out of the tree for very long. I was missing the tree. I thought I saw the girl detective at the bar in Terminal B. She was sitting in one of the back booths, disguised as a fat old man. There was a napkin in front of her, folded into a giraffe. She was crying, but there was a napkin folded into a giraffe. She had nothing to wipe her nose on. I would have gone and given her my handkerchief, but someone sat down next to her. It was a kid about 12 years old. She had red hair. She was wearing overalls. She just sat down next to him, and she didn't say another. And she put down another napkin. She didn't say another word to him. The old man was blew his nose on it, and I realized it wasn't the girl detective at all. He was just an old man. It was the kid in overalls. What a great disguise. Then the waitress came over to take their order. I wasn't sure about the waitress. Maybe she was a girl detective. But she gave me such a look. I had to get up and leave. Why I got it down out of the tree. She came over and stood under my tree. She looked a lot like my mother. Get down out of that tree this instant, she said. Don't you know? It's time for dinner.